Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to all of you. Welcome to 83rd meeting of Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club. I am Rabia Tariq and I am Sergeant at Arms for the meeting. Toastmasters Club is a place where we provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. Before we proceed further, I request all of you to please turn off all your notifications and put your mobile on silent. Thank you. Also, I request all of you, including Mr. President, Toastmaster of the evening, and General Evaluator, to please spin the video of timer so that we can all keep the track of time. Now, I request all of you to please recite motto of the club with me. That is, for better listening.
For better listening.
For better thinking.
For better thinking.
For better speaking.
For better speaking.
We learn by doing.
We learn by doing.
Thank you so much. Please keep your mics off and videos on for a more smooth, fun-filled gathering. Also, please rename yourself with your name and a role. If you hover over my video, you can see my name, Rabia -- Sergeant at Arms, so that it will be easy for everyone to know your name and know your role. I would now like to hand over meeting to the person who is very passionate. I have learned a lot from him, to our president, Toastmaster Akash. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Rabia. I would like to begin by congratulating the winners of last meeting. And the best table topic speaker was DTM Umar. Congratulations to him. A round of applause for him. And the best table topic speaker was Toastmaster Mahima. Best Evaluator Award goes to Toastmaster Hassan. And the Victory Award, the first time that person was performing table topic master, and he won the Victory Award. And that award goes to Toastmaster Atif. So a round of applause for all of them. My fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, one day a professor came to class and gave his student a surprise test. All students read all the questions in the test, but they were surprised to see the last question at the end. The question was, what is the first name of the woman who cleans the school? Now, the student thought it was the joke, and they left that question blank. One of the students asked at the end, the professor, why you have given us that question? Of course, I'm watching that woman for many years, but I didn't know her name. So the professor said to him that everyone who is around us has his or her own importance. Now, why I'm telling you this story? Because just recently, I went to the trip of Fairy Meadows and Nanga Parbat, and I had a guide whose name was Saf. He was a very nice guy. I hiked with him. When I went back, and I realized that the people were mistreating him. His job was actually to guide us. But the people around him were using him as a room service guy. They were asking him to bring water to their rooms. They were asking him to bring snacks for them. So they were mistreating him. I realized that and I went to him And I hugged him and I said, "You are not my guide. You are not my room serviceman. You are my friend." And the next day we went to hike. He held my hand. And I was astonished with his hospitality. And I was surprised when I came back. He went to his farmhouse and he brought doodh and samaya for me. And at the dinner, he went back again and he brought some saag and some makai ki roti for me. So I was amazed with his hospitality. No, what was that? I had given him respect. I haven't given him any money. He was doing all this for me. He was serving me because I was treating him with respect. So my message to you is that respect everyone around you, despite of his or her position, and you will be amazed the respect you will receive back. So with this, we have some guest, and the guest is Awais Jalali. Sir, can you introduce yourself?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Awais Jalali. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I'm basically a mechanical engineer and I am working as a chief engineer at a project in Islamabad. And this is my professional qualification. And on the other hand, I am working as a freelancer and as a community outreach person who just help out whatever help the people need for the current situation in my country or in some other country. For example, previously we were having a very sad time regarding the corona, and me and my team we were preparing ventilators for the local market and the local hospitals, and we collected all the professionals all over the Pakistan, and we did a marvelous job by repairing almost 70 to 80 ventilators in Pakistan. Then there was a lot of time available for the students, and you can say the people who were not having job, they were laid off due to corona, and there was a lot of uh, anxiety regarding how they are going to manage their family and all those stuff. So we group of people, we just started the freelancing system, and we teach them how to do this online work and online stuff, and now they are managing their home very well. Also, some of the women who were engaged in the business, especially the clothes and the jewelry one, and we help them how to engage the customers, how to you can say how to market their business, and how to you can say that help them to serve their family, because most of the men were at home. So
Okay. So how you came to know
these
about
are
Toastmasters, about our club?
for this Toastmaster club, I was calling Muzammil. I was congratulating him for his business work, that he is doing very good in his business, and we were just talking about this community outreach work, and he said that, Wes, you know, I am in Toastmaster club. I said, yes, I know you are there. I saw your pictures. I'm observing you from last 2 years that you are in Toastmaster club. So he said that, Wes, please join us. And I think it was 10 days back that he invited me for the Islamabad Toastmaster Club on Tuesday. But unfortunately, I had some engagements on Tuesday, so I was not able to join. Then I came across the WhatsApp update by Hassan, and his update was very encouraging. So I just contacted him that what is going on with the Toastmaster Club, and he also told me that it is a good place. You can come, and there are a lot of good people
वही ना यार
where
मुझे
we
टोस्ट मास्टर
discuss.
क्लब को सुन
Okay, sir. Lovely to have you,
Shall,
sir. I hope you will enjoy our meeting.
yeah,
So,
definitely I will.
okay, so we have another guest, and that is Toastmaster Umar Farooq from Horizon Club. Sir, are you with us? Okay. So, can you introduce yourself, sir?
Yes, I am Toastmaster Umar Farooq Awan. Actually, I am from Chakwal, Pakistan, but living in Saudi Arabia for past 7 years, working as a senior internal auditor. I am the president of Horizon Toastmasters Club and also the Area 31 Assistant Club Board Director. And it has been I have been a Toastmaster for almost 2 years now, and it's a pleasure to be part of this meeting. Thank you.
Lovely to have you, sir. Hope you will enjoy our meeting. So, we have another guest, and she is Atya. Ma'am, can you hear me? Can you hear me, ma'am?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, can you
Assalamualaikum,
introduce?
everyone.
Walaikum assalam. Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. This is Satya Femi. I have done this Satya Femi from Rawalpindi, and I have done BS in Environmental Sciences from FCWU. So currently, I'm working as a research associate in environmental consultancy. So this is.
Lovely to have you, ma'am, and I hope you will enjoy our meeting. So, with this, I would
Thank you,
like to
sir.
hand I would like to hand over this meeting to a person who is same like me, who loves traveling, and he's the immediate past president of Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club. He's the PR manager of District 122. He has been the VPPR of Islamabad Toastmasters Club. He's an entrepreneur. With your huge round of applause, Toastmaster Ahmed Sajjad Zaidi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good evening. As a citizen of Pakistan or a person of Pakistani origin, you must have noticed that the last 2 weeks there were some events which were of grave concern to all of us. They were shocking, and this has caused so much frustration, so much anxiety about the future of this country. And it is now more than ever that we need social justice. Now, what is social justice? Social justice is the concept of the relations, of fair and just relations between the individual and the society as a whole. This includes distribution of wealth. This includes opportunities. Everyone should receive equal opportunities, whatever your gender, whatever your social class, whatever your race, whatever your religion. These are the concepts that help societies progress further, that help societies overcome the obstacles, the kind of obstacles that we are facing at the moment. Now, social justice has received a lot of negative reviews as well, or negative feedback, because some individuals, they like to cause trouble over every single thing. However, at its base, it aims to solve huge gender disparity problems, a lot of problems that, especially in our society, we face today. So I will be talking more about this. This is a concept common. This forms the base of most religions, and it's a very important thing that we should be focusing on right now. So I will be talking more about this tonight. In the meantime, let's move on with the Toastmasters meeting. A typical Toastmasters meeting consists of 3 segments. First is table topics. That is the most exciting, most interesting segment, where the table topic master will randomly call upon one of the participants and give you a topic, and you will speak on it from 1 to 2 minutes. The next segment is that of prepared speeches, where members will present their projects from their pathways. And lastly, we have third segment is that of evaluation. So every speech, every part of the meeting is evaluated in the evaluation session. That is the most educational session. And to assist me with this meeting, I have a number of role players. So at Toastmasters, one of the most important concepts is that of time management. So first of all, we have a timer. So Mr. Timer, can you please explain your role?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be your timer for this evening. My role as the timer is to ensure that everyone speaks within the allotted time. So for table topics, the allotted time is 1 to 2 minutes. For prepared speech, it is 5 to 7 minutes. And for evaluations, it is 2 to 3 minutes. I will show the green card at the minimum time, the yellow card at the midway time, and the red card at the maximum allowed time. After the maximum time, you will be given 30 seconds of grace time in which you have to wrap up your speech and end your speeches. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for the timer. And next we have the grammarian.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hamza Shahid and I'm the grammarian of today's meeting. As a grammarian, my job is to pay close attention to all the speeches and note down the improper usage of the English grammar. I will also point out some very good, extraordinary use of grammar. And the job that I had was to pick the word of the meeting, which is idyllic, meaning meaning happy, peaceful, and picturesque. An example would be that the northern areas of Pakistan have a very idyllic setting. I urge all of you to use this word in your speeches as well. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for the grammarian. And I was going to use that example to say the word of the day, idyllic, but thank you. So next we have the R counter. Mr. R counter.
Sorry. Thank you so much, MS Zatadi. The purpose of R counter is to that are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. For overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds including and At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for the R counter. And we also have some special roles. Do we have a chat master? Okay, do we have a question master?
So I'll be playing the role of the question master.
You're muted.
If anyone wants to volunteer for the role of question master, anyone from the guest either, Toastmaster Umar Farooq. I guess then I'll be doing the role of the question master.
Okay, thank you so much. Can you explain the role?
Yes, at the end of the meeting, I'll be asking 3 to 4 questions related to the meeting, checking if everyone was attentive or not.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for him. And so let's move on to the most exciting segment, that of table topics. And for that, we have an amazing young Toastmaster with us who is very passionate. She is a relatively new member, but she has shown to be such an amazing person, such an amazing speaker. So put your hands together with a round of applause, Toastmaster Mahima Jaggi. Over to you, Mahima.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Welcome to the most exciting session of the Toastmasters meeting, that is table topics session. Table topics are impromptu speeches. The purpose of the table topics session is to help members to think on their feet and speak on the topic for about 1 to 2 minutes. And at the end, everyone will vote for the best speaker. So I want to start this session with a wonderful quote. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. So let's do it. Are you ready, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, we are ready.
So our first table topic speaker will be Meher Tanveer. Your topic is time moves slowly but passes quickly.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahima, for introducing your session by calling my name. The topic given to me is that time moves slowly but passes quickly. I would like to add to this a wonderful quote that I heard from a favorite author of mine who had written a book on a quest for happiness. And she had written that, in fact, the days seem long, but the years are short. How many of us can relate to this? That it seems like yesterday that we just graduated from our university with great dreams and ambitions in our minds and souls. It was a time of opportunity, a time of hope. And we had these wonderful aims and goals and a picture in our mind of where we wanted to see ourselves maybe 10 years or 15 years or 20 years down the road. And now all of a sudden we realize that 15 years have already passed, as I graduated way back when in 2005, and now it is 2020. And I would like to go back and review what I have achieved over these 15 years. Did I really set out to achieve the right goals, or along the way when I changed my view of life, was that the right decision? It seems that when we are young, we have all the time in the world, but actually, as we grow older and older, we realize that it will be seeming just as if we have been in this world for just a moment or just a second, a few days, as it is also related in the hadiths. So, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow Toastmasters, make the most of today. As they say, carpe diem, seize the day. Don't think there's going to be another tomorrow. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is RTC VP. I don't know your name.
I'm sorry, I didn't change my title. My name is Hamza Shahid.
Hamza. Your topic is trust is a dangerous game.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, table topic master. Ladies and gentlemen, the topic that I've been given is trust is a dangerous game. Now, I don't know how many of you are on social media or are following gaming trends, but there's a mobile game that's very popular at the moment, and that is Among Us. So basically what you have to do is, it's a very modern version of a childhood game some of you probably played, a detective killer. So basically there is a group of 9 to 10 people, and among them 1 or 2 are killers, and all of them have to slowly guess that who is the killer among them. And so you have to like trust some people, but sometimes they break your trust, and that it's a very like complicated, at the same time very entertaining game. So as soon as I saw this topic, the first thing that came to my mind was that game. So that's what I want to talk about. That's it.
Thank you, Hamza. Our next speaker is our guest, Umar Farooq.
Yes.
Sir, your topic is, takes a time. A flower cannot blossom without sunshine, and man cannot live without.
The first thing that will come to my mind is a man cannot live without oxygen. So oxygen is the, you can say, the lifeblood of our life. So because whatever oxygen you have, we can use it as a metaphor also. We need love, we need kindness, we need care, we need appreciation in order to live. Because sometimes the most important things in life are not just things. They are the things that matter to us, that they are the things that cannot be touched. The things that cannot be touched are the things that touch us most, touches our heart, touches our mind. So those things that we need to focus on, those are the things that we should live by, all the values that we have, all the things that challenge us and help us grow and get better person. So in order to, if a flower can blossom in sunshine, so a man can live in any circumstance, in any situation, any challenges, any difficulties. Sometimes we consider difficulties and hardships as demotivating and very negative. But what are those things that are, these are the things that help us grow and become better. They mold us to become a person that we want to become. Because life doesn't get easier. We only get better and stronger. So if you want to have a easier life, you have to get stronger also with that. You cannot say that I want to have that kind of wishful thinking that I want to do this, but you don't want to take actions. Man has to not has to stop dreaming and help making those dream into reality. The difference between a dream and reality is actions. You are dreaming about a lot of things. You want to do this, you want to do this, but you are not making any difference. We can talk about so many issues, social issues. What we are doing? Are we taking any actions for it? Are we inspiring and motivating others? Are we creating difference in others' lives? So man is a person who should live by his own soul. Whatever he is speaking, he should be acting on it also. He should speak his mind and heart and soul and live by his own examples. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much. Any volunteer here? Any volunteer? So there is no volunteer, so I want to invite Atia, our guest. Are you here? Now I want to invite Salman.
Yes, Mahima, I'm here.
Okay, Salman, your topic is things and but memories last forever.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mahima Jackie, for such a wonderful topic. Things and but memories last forever. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me go back to my past. When I was in school, I had lots of friends from my class fellows, and we enjoyed our time together, and those were converted into memories. And still I have those memories in my mind, but the things were gone. There is nothing else uh, from that past moment but memories. Now presently, I'm still having friends. I have family and kids. We hang around each other. We hang around so many places just to have memories with us in our lives. But the things ends there. There is nothing else behind. And when I'm looking forward to the future, more memories, more happiness, and more enjoyable moments ahead. Things will be but the memories will last forever until you are alive in your life. Over to you, Mohammed. Thank you very much.
So our next speaker is Hassan Akram.
Sure.
Hassan, your topic is
Are you going to say, okay, thanks and
no.
thank you,
This
Toastmaster
is your
Maima.
topic.
Beauty is power, a smile is its sword. Can you repeat with me?
Beauty is power. A smile is its sword.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mahima, for giving me such a powerful and smiling topic. So, as you can see, I'm smiling right now. And, well, smiling is not basically a sword, it's basically spread happiness for the people amongst us. And of course, with our smile, we can change lives, we can change the thinking of people. So, for example, if you went to a shop to buy some clothes, of course, if you went to a shop and there's a person sitting there, and when you ask him or her, can you show me that dress? And he said, okay, take this, take this, take this. So you won't go back to that person again. But when you enter a shop where someone is there to greet you with a smile, and when you ask him or her to show you some clothes, and he give you the clothes with some smile on his face. So of course, your user experience or your customer experience would be different. You would love to go to that shop where people would treat you with love and care. So I personally think smile is not a sword. It's a way to spread happiness. It's a way to engage people. It's a way to, you know, spread happiness for the people around us. So that's pretty much about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Hassan. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Rabia. Yes. Your topic is kindness. It costs nothing but means everything. Thank you, Toastmaster Mahima. My topic is kindness. It costs nothing but means everything. Yes, indeed, kindness is everything. As our very respected president told us a story about the guide who was people were treating him with the way they were treating him, and he treated him with care, with kindness, and respected him, and gave him a respect. And in response, he brought so many things to him. Kindness actually we is a reflection of our souls, of our heart. We cannot tear up a person and see what is inside in his heart, but through his gestures, through his um, uh, way of talking and language and words, kindness, obviously we can see inside a person. And these are, I think, the parameters that define a person. Kindness is not only defined to to the people, but also to the animals, to the plants, to our elders, to our youngers. And as the topic of the meeting is that what happened on the motorway also was we are all raised up because we have some kind of kindness to those kids, to that lady. Yes, I think kindness is everything. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Mahima. Thank you, Toastmaster Rabia. Now I want to invite Amjad Zia for our next topic. So your topic is change your thoughts and you change your world. Sir, you are not audible.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Toastmasters. This is my first time here with you guys. Okay, so the topic is change your thoughts and that change your mind. Uh, well, everything that goes on inside your body, inside your mind, comes from your subconscious mind. The things that revolves around your brain and whatever is going on, whatever you are thinking, has the potential to change your life. For example, if you are thinking that everything is going wrong with yourself, you do anything, it goes wrong. If you keep on telling this thing to yourself, your subconscious brain will absorb these kinds of messages. And the next day, very next day, and after a few days, this subconscious mind will give message to your conscious mind to behave in a similar way. So thoughts can change your mind, thoughts can ruin your mind. So to me, and where like if I'm going to lead someone, and if I'm going to tell someone, and if I want that someone can change himself, I will gonna ask him to change his thinking pattern, because this will lead him to success, or it will either gonna ruin his career. So thoughts means everything. Your thoughts should be creative, they should be positive all the time, and you should keep your thoughts positive even if there's a danger of a nuclear holocaust. You know, and someone is going to drop a nuclear bomb outside your office, you should stay positive, keep your thoughts positive. This is the only way you can survive. Any kind of negative thoughts that comes in your mind will going to ruin your life, and they have the potential to ruin your career as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Rehana Afzal.
Yes, I'm here, ma'am.
Toastmaster Rehana, your topic is it's not changing. Wait a minute. Can you see the next topic?
It says change your thoughts and you change your world. Is it the one?
No.
Okay. In a cookie of life, friends are chocolate chips.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you, ma'am, table topic master. In the cookie of life, friends are chocolate chips. Hello, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. We human beings are social animals. We cannot live all by ourselves. We need other human beings around us. They can be our family members, they are our friends, they are people at our workplace. All of us need friends because we share so many things with them. They fill our life with joy. They provide us with comfort, with calm when we need it. They share our good times and they boost our morale in our hard times. And they are true friends indeed who support us even when rest of the world does not want to stand by our sides. These friends should truly be deemed as chocolate chips in the cookie of life. We must value these friends. We must keep them close to our hearts. And we must keep on telling them that they are the chocolate chips in the cookie of our life. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Vandana.
Thank you so much, Rehana. Now I want to invite our guest, Awais. Avash, your topic is the best view comes after hardest climb. So, the best view comes after hardest climb.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. And as my topic is the best view comes after hardest climb. Wow, this is a great topic. I will quote my own example. When I was in school, I was fond of electronics, and I was continuously working how to make radios, how to make electronic stuff, and how to control the things remotely. And it was a very hard thing at that time when we do not have books and internet easily available, and we need to go to library and search for books and things like that. And I'm talking about the days of 1996 when we do not have computers at our homes. We have to go to internet and search for the stuff. And what I did, I continue working in this field, and almost after 15 years, when I was making and designing my own data systems, one day at airport, I got the news that Wes, you are going to the airport, and in France, you are going to check the equipment for the new Islamabad airport. And I was shocked, like me as a mechanical engineer, and there is no electronic guy who is going for this thing. And they said, yes, you are going for it. I just remember one thought from my teacher, and he said, Wes, that do one thing in life. You should continue your work, your hard work, your struggle for everything which you want to achieve. And one day, the reward will come back to you. And the path leading to it is never an easy path. You need to continue. You need to work on it. You sometimes you are going to fail. Sometimes you are going to face the success. And in the end, you are going to achieve what you want to achieve. And here I am with you guys that I just gone there and I have checked all the things, and I have a sense of achievement that only few people have gone there and checked the stuff which is very uh, intelligent, one of the own kind, the specialized radars. So it is true that the hardest things they come along the difficult part, but there is a sense of achievement when you achieve the peak of the success. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Now I want to call Daniel for the next topic.
I'm here.
Your topic is better 3 hours too soon than a minute late.
3 hours too soon. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. And the topic given to me is that better 3 hours too soon than a minute late. And I know this has a very good thinking in this topic that we have to be late. Even if we are early 3 hours, it's fine, but we don't get late 1 minute. Well, I think it would be right for all of you, but for me, I don't approve this because I don't want to go somewhere 3 hours early and sit there just waiting for something to happen and it is not happening. I go everywhere at the last moment, but I reach at time. That's a fun quality about me. Even if it are marriages, even if it is a class, even if it is um, anything else, I go at exactly, I calculate the time. Okay, it will take me 5 minutes from here to there, it will take me 2 minutes to wear the shoes, and I calculate it in mind and I go at the exact time. I am never late also. But yes, we should take care of the time and we should see that we are not, and if reaching early can benefit other, so we should probably manage our time and try to reach as soon as possible. But 3 hours soon is, I think, a little too early because I don't know, especially if I don't have my phone and net with me, how will I pass 3 hours in a place where I have nothing to do? Thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you, Daniel. Do we have more time?
No,
Toastmaster Mahila, you're exactly on time, 7:15. So we can start the next segment. But before that, we have to uh, check the timing. Mr. Timer, all the speakers are qualified?
He's back. He's back. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So all the speakers are qualified, Mr. Timer?
Except guest Awais, everyone else is qualified.
Okay, okay. I will be launching a poll in a while.
Okay, so shall I continue in the meantime?
Yes, you can continue.
Okay, thank you. So coming back to social justice, a horrible incident took place within the last few days that has rocked everyone, that has shocked everyone. The rape of a woman on the motorway in front of her children. It was such a brutal act, such a vicious act that I don't have words to say anything about it, except that we have blamed so many people for it. We have talked so much about it. We have had a very senior person say that, what was she doing out at that time? Why didn't she check her petrol, check her gas before leaving? But the source of this act is that we live in a patriarchal society. And it's not just this country, the world over. We are living in patriarchal systems. Because men have had power, because men have been physically stronger, they have dominated. They have put their interests first. Even the cradle of democracy in Greece, it took a while before women were allowed to vote. It was just the men who voted. So these rights, it has taken thousands of years for these rights to reach women. And in much of Asia, in much of our part of the world, we still don't have basic rights. It's these things that we need to stand up for, that we need to fight for. And women have been suffering, women have been fighting this for a very long time, forever. It is time that the men take a stand on this, that the men take action on this. It wasn't women who committed the act, it was men. If you have to stop women from coming out, then why don't you stop men who commit those acts? It's easy to say that this happens in the West, this happens in countries where there's so much freedom. But if you look at the stats, those problems are going down. And there is no comparison because in our part of the world, these things don't get reported. A lot of acts are not even considered rape. For example, marital rape, which they are in the West. So these are severe problems, and the most shocking thing is that every single woman that I have talked to on this subject, they have had an experience of being harassed, of being assaulted, or having to go through this traumatizing experience. And it's just shocking. We can say that we can limit who gets to go out, who gets to go out at what time, or how they dress. But the fact is that 80 to 90% of these cases, they happen among family members. It's the family members, the uncles, the cousins. These are the people that commit those acts. So the only solution is to empower women, to empower all areas of society and move forward with this. Let's move on to our first speaker for today. And the first
Toastmaster Ahmed, polls for table topic speakers are ready.
Okay, please start the poll.
Okay. I've launched the poll. You have 1 minute to vote for the best table topic speaker. Just 12 seconds left. Okay, I am ending the poll. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much. So our first prepared speaker of the day is an amazing Toastmaster. I just love his command of the language, his vocabulary. It's just a pleasure to listen to him. He will be delivering his Project 3, Level 3 from Visionary Communication. And his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Rabia. Toastmaster Rabia, can you please explain the speech objectives?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ahmed Sazati. I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Salman. He'll be delivering Project 3, Level 3 of Visionary Communication. I'll be carefully listening to his project and then I'll evaluate it. Thank you. Over to you.
With a huge round of applause, please welcome Toastmaster Salman. Over to you, Toastmaster Salman.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Ahmed Sajjad. Am I audible?
Yes.
We can't hear you, Toastmaster Salman.
Am I audible?
Yes, now you are.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Ahmed Sajjad.
Your voice is breaking up. Not hear anything. Could you please try to turn off your video and then try? We can't hear you.
Is it better now?
Yes.
It's better.
Of my video, so I'm really sorry for disturbance. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, sir.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, imagine for a while you all are sitting on a roller coaster and the roller coaster is about to move. All are excited, thrilled, and very happy. But at the same time, you all are worried, frightened, and a bit scared. In a few seconds, the roller coaster starts moving. It moves slowly and then rises up. It stops at a certain point where it brings out all your emotions again. And suddenly, a big fall. You cannot get off the ride until it reaches to an end. Fellow masters and guests, our life is just like a big, crazy roller coaster. How many of you agree with this? Please raise your hand. If you agree with this motion, please raise your hand. And those who agree with this, please raise your hands. Anyway, thank you very much to everyone who raised your hands in response to my question. Yes, life is really just like a roller coaster, full of highs and lows, ups and downs, twists and turns. When it's high, we are excited and happy. When it is low, we are scared and frightened. I believe every one of us has gone through highs and lows in our lives at a certain point. I have gone through ups and downs in my life. I remember when I graduated from my university, I started on my first job as an intern in a private firm. Two of my classmates came to me and advised me not to go for the private sector because the private sector has no future, because the private sector has no job security. I said, stop it, it's my life. I have the right to spend it the way I like to. And I move forward. I never look back. I never look back again and move forward. I had to face lots of challenges, highs and lows in my life. I lost my jobs, but I got new opportunities. In my life journey, I realized that letting go and moving forward are the only options to achieve your milestones in your life. You cannot predict life because life is unpredictable. We never know what is going to happen next. But at the same time, despite all miseries and challenges, we stay our life. We move ahead with our life. Fellow masters and guests, someone has really said very well that it's not the death we fear. We should fear our beginning to live. Fellow masters and guests, what happens? When we die, life looks like a straight line. When we are alive, what happens? Our lifeline looks like ups and downs, and that's real life. Ups and downs is real life, because when you spend your life with ups and downs, you can face hardships, you can face the challenges very easily in your life. One, we must learn to move ahead again and again to achieve our milestones. There are famous people around us who struggled hard in their lives, who spent their lives with highs and lows, lots of challenges, but despite those, they chose to move forward with motivation and enthusiasm. Fellow masters and we all have our objectives, and you're moving ahead with ambition and with lots of courage and our goals. In our journey, there will be sunshine and rain. There will be happiness and sadness. There will be pain and pleasure. There will be gain and loss. There will be good friends and there will be bad friends, enemies. But overall, we have to move forward. This is what we call life. Ups and downs can never be avoided in our life, but we can change the way we see them. We can change the way we perceive them. That's the life. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, death looks like a straight line. Whenever I see that, I remind myself, look, Salman, real life is ups and downs. You must learn something else. Your life is going through ups and downs. Easy life can spend anything else. That's not the real life. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, now it's up to you. Either spend your life with joy and happiness. You can either face challenges in your life. You can either move ahead with challenges and face your hardships. Or you can throw your hands in the air and enjoy your whole ride until it reaches to an end. After all, my friends, fellows, life is like a roller coaster. Live and enjoy it. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for Toastmaster Saman. Now we've talked about some of the problems in our society. Now, what is the solution? A lot of people are saying hang the rapists for stricter punishments. How many of you believe that we should have more severe punishments? A raise of hands. Okay, just one. Okay, that's surprising. Two. Now, if you look at the stats, they paint a very different picture. Countries with the highest death penalty rates, with the strictest punishments, they still have the highest rates of crime. China hangs so many people every year. Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Pakistan. All these countries, they have such severe punishments, yet it doesn't deter crime. Statistics show that it is not the severity of the punishment that deters criminals. It is the certainty of punishment. Even if you have a 1,000 rupee fine, when you're certain that you will be fined, you will avoid that mistake. So what we need to do is to ensure that there is certainty of punishment. What we need to do is to educate the society. These are the things that have proven to work, and these are the things that we should focus on. So our next speaker is a very passionate speaker. He is a YouTuber, a very dedicated person who has been with Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club from the start. And he will be delivering his Project 1 from level 4 of dynamic leadership. And his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Danial. Toastmaster Daniel, can you please share the speech objectives?
Yes, Toastmaster Hamayukiani is giving the speech from Dynamic Leadership Level 4 Project 1, that is Manage Change. The purpose of the project is for the member to practice developing a change management plan and for the member to share some aspect of the change management plan. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Year.
Thank you so much. So please, with a huge round of applause, please help me welcome Toastmaster Humayun. Over to you, Toastmaster Humayun.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Ahmed Sajazedi. Am I audible or may I turn off my camera?
No, you're perfectly audible. Please go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I would like to request to all of you to turn on your microphones so that we may interact. My today's topic is change, my favorite dessert. Yes, change is my favorite dessert as it is related to a beautiful quote rightly said by Shakespeare. Nothing is permanent in this world. Permanent. And we have to accept the change at any cost. So I would like to ask one important question to all of you. Do you want to live an idyllic life?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
I'm waiting for your answer.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, that why I am asking this question, because everyone is here in this world to live an idyllic life. So if you want to live idyllic life, so first is smile with me. You know, we are smiling.
Toastmaster Mayu, your voice is breaking up.
We are going to change our physiology. So it means that about happiness in our talk about what flexibility. Change means you are accommodative. You can cope with the people. You are adjustable. You have abilities to cope with situations. You give importance to opinions of the other people. You do not resist new things. You do not say that whatever you're saying, you are right. Rather, you are accepting the thoughts of the other people. So here, if you want to live an idyllic life, you need to accept change at any cost. My next question is, do you know the difference between change and transformation? Any one of you?
Not really, sir. If you could provide your exposition on it. I thought they were the same thing.
Oh, okay, I am saying that just on your microphone so that we may interact. So I'm going to let you know that change is the first step when we are going to initiate any new thing, when we are going to take any new step. So when we are going to take any new step and when we step that particular act time and again in our lives, so we may transform our lives into the next category, into the next stage where we are doing all those things automatically. Supposedly, when we start our public speaking career, so it is a change in our current situation. But with the passage of time, when we deliver our speeches, most of the time in Toastmaster, so we become habitual of delivering the speeches. So it would be a transformation for all of us. So we need to accept the change at first level and then we would go to the next level where we would accept transformation. Do you know why most of the people resist change? Yes, the people resist change because it is difficult, it is painful, it is not an easy task. We need to sacrifice so many things when we are going to accept the change. So that is why people resist change in our organizations. We have seen the people in our daily lives. So when we are not going to accept the change, we would get into the trouble, as accepting the change would help us going ahead, moving forward. And I would give an example with the help of one situation. We all are facing the situation of COVID-19, where we all are bound. We all are bound not to do anything in open air. We are bound, we are fixed in our homes. So this is a time where we need to show change, where we need to accept the change. How many of you have made different plans of your future? How many of you have prepared yourselves for the next life? How would you perform in your practical lives when you would go across COVID-19? So here I would like to give a personal example when I felt that it is the right time to accept the change. So I thought that I am a public speaker, I am a trainer, and I'm a teacher. So I started learning public speaking skill. I also learned social media platforms, and I improved so many things which I can perform in near future. Last but not the least, you have only two options: flourish by accepting the change, or perish by resisting the change. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Ahmed Sajjad Zaidi. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for Toastmaster Humayun for a wonderful speech. Now, that incident wasn't the only thing, the only disturbing thing that happened in the past few weeks. In the last 1 month or so, Pakistan has registered the highest cases of blasphemy. And right now, there is a small group of people who are asking for a mass genocide in this country. This is something very scary. This is something that we have seen happen in other places, that we have seen happen at other times in history. So for example, in the early part of the 20th century, Jews were persecuted and they were considered less than humans. They were considered a problem to the society, and that gradually resulted in the Holocaust. In Rwanda, the minority group was slaughtered by the majority just because they were of a different color, they were of a different race. And as many as 800,000 to 1 million people were victims of that genocide. So these are the, and it's something to be afraid of, something that we can be hopeful. Yes, we should be hopeful, but there's something, 3 of my own relatives have fallen victim to this kind of hatred. And there's something that is dividing the country that has the potential to tear it apart. So we need to play a positive role. It doesn't matter who is right or who is wrong. Peace has to prevail. There has to be rational thinking. There has to be effort on all of our parts not to let this hatred spread. So finally, let's move on to our third speaker of the day. And the third speaker is a wonderful human being, a very polite, humble person who is a dear friend of mine. He will be delivering his level 3 project 1 from dynamic leadership, and his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Akash. Toastmaster Akash, can you please share the speech objectives?
Sure, Toastmaster of the evening. The purpose of his project is for the members to learn about different types of negotiations and the strategies that can be used when negotiating. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of past or future negotiations in his or her life. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much. Without further ado, please help me welcome Toastmaster Anas Mansoor. Over to you, Anas.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening, for a very kind introduction. Distinguished guests and fellow Toastmasters, how many of you believe that the power of negotiation is one of the most important weaponry that you can have in your arsenal these days? Yes, almost all of us agree. There were times in our history where all the differences and scores were settled on the field of battle. Then human became smarter, and they figured out that if you can get all the benefit without actually some of the most important things in life, just like life itself, then there's no point in going for war. And hence the age of negotiation started. Personally, I had grasped the meaning of negotiation at a very, very young age. And it was one of my dear, dear cousins who was my age fellow back then. And you know what that negotiation type was? I went on to win all the negotiations, and I end up winning everywhere. And that was the power of crying. When I was very little, whenever I wanted anything, I started to cry. And in few minutes, there were people, loved ones coming from all around and saying, oh, kya hua, isko de do, and all that. It worked for many, many years. That was a master key that I had. But time never remains the same. After a few years, everyone had got this understanding about my technique, and especially my father. He was a strict man. He really used to get annoyed when someone starts to cry. So there was a complete ban, embargo on crying. I had lost most important resource at my disposal. So what I did next, for years and years, I suffered because there was no one who came to me and educated me about these tips and tricks that I am about to share with you in this speech. Before moving ahead, it's very important to understand that what are various sort of outcomes of a negotiation. It can end up in a win-win situation. For example, all of your friends have good mobile phones and you also want a latest iPhone or Samsung mobile. You go to your father and ask him, but he says, okay, but first you have to get straight A's. Now it's a win-win situation for both of you. Second type can be a win-lose situation. You were playing cricket, you broke the mirror of your neighbors, and your father had asked you to fix that window with your own resources. Now you're on the losing side. And there are certain negotiations which end up both the parties losing the cause. So it's important to first differentiate and then on to move on to the actual strategies that can be very helpful in making sure that you end up getting the best possible result. First of all, whenever you are in a negotiation with someone, first few minutes are vital, absolutely vital. Do not rush with your objectives and try to force them on others. First, take a pause and try to listen. What other party, what strong points the other party has? It will help you figure out exactly where you want them to come in order to reach your own objectives. Because at the end of the day, you want yourself to succeed. Secondly, always be respectful and impersonal. Never ever taunt. For example, if you want to go outside and you want the brand new car of your brother, be polite. Say, brother, you're looking very nice. Can I get your car? I will make sure that I will return it in the same condition. So be polite. Whenever you are in negotiations, try to be polite and impersonal. Third point is appreciate someone's positive move. If someone has withdrawn from their initial position, you have to appreciate it. If you really want to succeed and take this negotiation to the next level, appreciate it. The next point is know what you want exactly and at what level of leniency you want to show in order to achieve that target. If you want a brand new mobile, then your father might ask you anything. And if you're willing for it, you should first figure out in yourself that whether it's worth it or not. So always be clear in your head. And timing is also of essence. The best part of negotiation is often the morning when people start fresh and the energy level is high. It's often the best part to start negotiation. The art of negotiation is one of the most important aspects that we can learn from our lives in order to succeed, just like public speaking. As they say, Uftar ka ghazi le gaya bazi. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ernest. A round of applause for Toastmaster Ernest. Dear timer, have all the speakers qualified?
Toastmaster Salman and Toastmaster Anas have qualified. Unfortunately, Toastmaster Mayu could not qualify.
Thank you so much. So please vote for the best prepared speaker.
Time.
Poll should be in front of you, so please vote. While you're voting, I'd just like to wrap up. Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of this country, he said that we are free to go to our temples, we are free to go to our mosques and our places of worship. This is a country that was founded not just for Muslims, not a particular sect of Muslims, not for a particular race or ethnicity. It was for everyone who is a citizen of Pakistan. And it is up to us to make sure that everyone gets their right, everyone has the freedom, everyone is safe from the evil acts of others. Edmund Burke once said that the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. For good men to do nothing. And it is up to all of us, especially the men, to make sure that evil doesn't triumph. With that, I'd like to hand over the stage to the general evaluator of the day, a wonderful and dedicated Toastmaster. She's a doctor by profession and has been so dedicated attending all our meetings and has made so much progress. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Rehana. Over to you, Toastmaster Rehana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ahmed, for a wonderful introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. Though I am not a scary monster, but I am sure many of you are overwhelmed by anxiety and fear right now. Shall I tell you why? Because I am here to evaluate. Dr. Henry Cloud says the natural response to evaluation is to feel judged. We have to mature to a place where we respond to it with gratitude and love feedback. Fellow Toastmasters, evaluation is heart of Toastmasters meeting. It helps the Toastmasters to grow as leaders and speakers. We give positive and constructive feedback. This feedback encompasses the strengths of the Toastmaster as well as the areas that need improvement. In short, we evaluate to motivate you. With this, I have a team of evaluators who are going to evaluate each segment. First of all, I would like to call a very passionate and diligent Toastmaster who will be evaluating the amazing and exciting table topic segment that all of us have witnessed. I would like all of you to join me in welcoming Toastmaster Meher to evaluate table topic segment. Over to you, Toastmaster Meher.
Excuse me. Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster General Evaluator, for that wonderful introduction. So first of all, my congratulations to Toastmaster Mahima. She is indeed a new member, but she has shown that she excels in whatever role we give her to, whether it is as best speaker or as a table topics master, or as a vote counter, or as an R counter. Great job, Toastmaster Mahima. I love your presentation. The images were so relevant. The topics were so thought-provoking. They were interesting, interesting to speak about, interesting to listen to. Great job. The first topic, of course, was given to me, and to be honest, I confess I wasn't fully prepared, which was it's a lesson for all of us that you need to be ready. Of course, we are never ready for table topics, but I was geared towards my duty as table topic evaluator, so I thought maybe my chance would come today, but it came. So always be ready. That's the first lesson of the day. The next was Toastmaster Hamza Shahid, and he started brilliantly by immediately coming up with this unexpected introduction of a mobile game, which was a detective thriller, as he said. And it was so interesting that it successfully juxtaposed the two key words of the topic: trust is a dangerous game, trust and game. And it just caught the audience's attention and created this sense of anticipation. And I was eager to know more about the concept of the game and see how the rest of his thoughts were going to unfold and build upon the topic. However, Hamza chose to leave us with a cliffhanger as to what could be. I feel that you could have done much better. You could have improved on that. You've really improved in table topics, but you could further improve on that if you just run with your imagination. Have the confidence to build on the anticipation you created with your imagination and explain a bit more about what happens in the game, and then link it with the topic. Use it as an analogy to link it with what happens in real life. That, okay, if this is what happens to a character in a game by trusting the wrong role player, then think what happens in real life. And if we are not careful, then trusting the wrong person in life could even mean game over, right? Okay. Then we came up with Toastmaster Umar Farooq, who was a guest. He honored us by joining us. A flower cannot blossom without sunshine, and man cannot live without. And he gave this wonderful answer, which was factual, unexpected, because you were thinking he would come up with something philosophical, but he started with oxygen. And of course, that was a bit of a twist, because we were expecting that he would just take off on the tangent of philosophy, and which he did eventually, but he started off and it gave this, infused this sense of humor. And then he went on to talk about love and care, which was a great message. And he really made a wonderful transition to focusing on values and integrity. It was a wholesome content. The cherry on the cake would have been to be more emotive, a pause or two before the transition, some highs and lows in the voice pitch, and his advice could have been even more memorable. Toastmaster Salman Hussain, his aura was poignant, nostalgic. I feel that he could have built upon the aura that he had built by giving some more examples from his memories. But the one thing that I have learned from his speeches is that your content can be simple, but the way you deliver it makes it powerful. Toastmaster Hassan, I love the way he smiled throughout his speech. And if you had given some more examples, I think that he could have made his content more meaty. Toastmaster Rabia Tariq, I love the way she also smiled throughout her speech. Kindness costs nothing but means everything. And she had a great start. She gave out her opinion. It was a great strategy. If you could share your own story and make your own original reference, then it would make it more unique and memorable for the audience. Keep the great demeanor. Guest Amjad Zia, wonderful exposition on the topic. Sorry, I'm going a bit over time. I'm sorry about that. But I felt that he could just improve a little bit by more voice intonation, pauses, more eye contact, body language. But he did build on the importance of the topic straight off by mentioning that negative thoughts, how they can have an impact. And he came to the root of the cause, that is subconsciousness. Subconscious is from subconsciousness that we really come up with our thoughts that actually lead to what happens in our real life. Toastmaster Rihanna, it was a wonderful strategy to begin by repeating the topic. I appreciated how she greeted the audience. Her introduction was to the importance of the topic by mentioning how we are social animals was an excellent way to set up the rest of the speech. And then she went through her exposition point by point, excellent structure, and then she summed up very neatly by repeating the topic again. Great job. Guest Awais, the best view comes after the hardest climb. It was a wonderful speech. It's a bit unlucky, but unexpected that he went a bit over time. But there's nothing more persuasive than a story from your real life example, and just keep it up. I think if this is your first table topics, I mean, you can do wonders. Toastmaster Daniel, better 3 hours too soon than a minute late. And he concedes that it's a great principle to be punctual, but I love the way he introduced this twist where he's honest, he shares his own personal thinking. And that made his speech very authentic, wonderfully humorous, and it kept us interested in what his final point would be. Overall, I think if we could all just improve on our eye contact, me included, vocabulary, energy levels, and facial expressions, it would improve our impact. Thank you so much for bearing with me with so much patience. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Meher, for giving us positive, valuable, and constructive feedback. Now we will move to evaluation of prepared speakers. Our first prepared speaker was Toastmaster Salman. His speech will be evaluated by a wonderful Toastmaster. She's our sergeant at arms. And I would like all of you to join me in welcoming Toastmaster Rabia for evaluation of Toastmaster Salman's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Rabia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rihanna. First of all, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Salman for doing such a beautifully crafted speech. We are all delighted to hear Toastmaster Salman. His captivative speech took us to an exciting ride of life's roller coaster. However, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to learn and grow ourselves. And there is always a room for improvement. Coming to the positive points, yes, he was standing, and though his through his connectivity issue, he cannot continue his video, but initially he was standing. It was a positive thing. He started with a beautiful simile of life with a roller coaster, and the woof sound when roller coasters dives down was very interesting, as the poof, that was very nice. Now coming to some areas of improvement, because of distortion and glitches, I wasn't able to listen and enjoy his speech as we used to hear in physical meetings. Then I cannot obviously evaluate his body language and eye contact, but I must say that Toastmaster Salman, you are blessed with a very rich voice. If you can work on your vocal variety, I can ensure you can do wonders. And you can just use this tool to do something great. I must appreciate Toastmaster Salman for involving audience by asking questions. And he also quoted his own experience, his own example, which was very nice. As your message, as your project was to develop, to give a constant message, your message throughout the speech was consistent, and I personally enjoyed your speech. Yes, life is a roller coaster. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rabia. Our next prepared speaker was Toastmaster Humayun, and his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Daniel. I would like all of you to join me in welcoming Toastmaster Daniel to evaluate speech of Toastmaster Humayun. Over to you, Toastmaster Daniel.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Let me tell you first, I was constantly changing my position. First, I was sitting on the sofa, then I came down, and then I went again to the sofa, and then I came down again. I don't know why, but I was not feeling that kind of comfortable. But as Toastmaster Humayun started his speech, I was sitting on a single position. I was all ears, and I was looking directly towards him. He did an amazing job. He completed his project, I think, perfectly. That was to manage change and how to manage change. And he had to share some aspect of his in to manage change. First, his comfort level. He was so comfortable in talking with all of us. He was so confident. Even when he had some problems of the internet, he did not lose his cool. He was confident. He was cool. He had the perfect voice. Nowhere it seemed that he is scared, he is in tension or something. Second, the interaction with the audience. He asked questions, and the way he asked them, first he said, I want everyone to unmute themselves, which showed that he wanted to include the audience in his speech. Third was his eye contact. I know that in online meetings, eye contact is a very difficult thing, but when I was looking at him, I constantly was feeling that he was also looking at me. He had eye contact with me. And that was that if you look directly at the camera, not at the screen, but at the camera, and I felt that he was directly looking at me. Fourth was his hand gestures. His hands were like here, and he was moving them. And I could clearly see his hand gestures, and which showed his confidence and showed how well prepared he is. Second, last but not the least was he was focused, and the personal examples he gave. He included the personal examples in his speech that I really love. Although his speech was very great, but there's always room for improvement, as we say. Starting up with, if you stand up instead of sitting, it also increases your confidence, but it also puts a better image on the listeners, the audience. They think they are more engaged with your movement also. Second, your light. I think if you could turn on some lights or use a flashlight towards yourself, it would make you more clear and make you more visual. And the last, that I know it is hard for everyone to have a good connection, or everyone has a little bit of net problems. Just a little tip, that is, if you are using Wi-Fi, just for your speech time, that is 5 to 7 minutes, you shift to mobile data, as mobile data has better bandwidth. Over to you, General Evaluator. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Daniel, for giving positive and constructive feedback. All of us will learn and grow. The third speech was delivered by Toastmaster Anas, and his speech will be evaluated by our worthy president, Toastmaster Akash. Over to you, Toastmaster Akash.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Negotiation is the most powerful weapon in your arsenal. My fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guest, and Toastmaster Anas, what an excellent way to start. I'm a supply chain professional, and as a listener, you allured me in the very beginning to listen you. And I thought there is something for me to listen to you to apply in my practical life. So hats off to you on your amazing start. Another good thing I observed in your speeches, you were excellent in your vocal variety. Your pause, your pace, your power, they were fantastic. When you said years and years, excellent vocal variety. When you said, do you know? Again, excellent vocal variety. So hats off to you on your vocal variety. But there are areas of improvements. And in my humble opinion, don't worry, they are very minor area of improvements. One area of improvement is, though you have a good vocal variety, you could have improved your facial expressions. When you said that my father was very strict, you could have said that, in my humble opinion, my father was very strict. And when you said that I was crying, you could have said that, you could have used facial expressions, I was crying. Another area of improvement is, yes, that's the area of improvement. And another good thing I observed in your speech is your speech organization. You started with you had an excellent start, you had a good body, you shared us some points to improve your negotiations, and then you had a good end with Guftar ka Ghazi le gaya bazi. For area of improvement, what I will recommend you is that when you are rehearsing, stand in front of the mirror and see in which word, in which emotional word, you can add the facial expressions. So Toastmaster Anas, overall, it was a very good speech. I love listening it and looking forward to listen you more. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. Now it's time to take reports from the role players. Without their help, we cannot run our meeting smoothly. I would like the timer to share his report, please. And timer for today is Toastmaster Atif. Toastmaster Atif, can we have your report, please?
Thank you, General Evaluator. All evaluators qualified except Toastmaster Meher. She exceeded her 3-minute time. Everyone else qualified.
Thank you so much. As our counter, we have Toastmaster Hassan Akram. Toastmaster Hassan, can we have report?
Sure. Thanks so much, Toastmaster Rihanna, for giving me the opportunity to share the report. There was a lot of distraction in the internet today, so results may vary, but what I've listened from the audience was first, Meher Tanveer, the account was 8. For Hamza, it's 7. For Umar Farooq, it's 4. Salman, 3. Rabia, 35. Amjad Zia, 8. Ruhana, 5. Awais Jalali, 27. Daniel, 22. Mahima, 12. Ahmed Zazdi, 10. Hamayo, there was no R, but he used the word so 9 times. And then Akash, for our count, it's 7. And that's all.
Thank you so much, Hassan. You were really all ears. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, can we have the report by grammarian, Toastmaster Hamza Shahid. Toastmaster Hamza, please share your report as grammarian.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, as a grammarian, I was very bored in the meeting today because there were very few. In fact, there was only one notable grammar mistake that I caught. And this mistake was made by a couple of people as well. So what I noticed that when people talk about a third person, they usually use the pronoun he. I think it's better to use the pronoun they instead. That's the only mistake that I found. Apart from that, I did have connectivity issues in the middle of the meeting, but as far as my attention gathered, I only think that Toastmaster Emma Sajjad used the word of the day, nobody else. I'm sorry if I'm wrong or if anybody else used the word, but that's what I gathered. So that's it from my side.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hamza. Now it's time for me to evaluate the meeting as a whole, but okay. Now it's time for me to evaluate the meeting as a whole. Our vigilant Sergeant at Arms started the session right at 6:30. She spread positive energy, enthusiasm. Our worthy president appreciated the winners of previous meeting. His presidential address was thought-provoking and he concluded with a powerful message. Respect everyone around you. He greeted the guests, asked them for introduction. He welcomed Toastmaster of the Day warmly. Toastmaster Ahmed, he's a seasoned Toastmaster. He had chosen social justice as theme of the meeting. He elaborated how inequality, injustice leads to suffering of vulnerable people in the society. He engaged the audience and hooked us till the end. He briefly explained segments of the meeting, asked the role players to explain their roles. The transitions from one segment to other were very smooth. We had a lively table topic session with Toastmaster Mahima. Our worthy prepared speakers mesmerized us with their thoughts and wonderful speeches. Though technical glitches caused nuisance, they disrupted but they always cannot be evaded, I believe, but we can try to minimize them because we as evaluators feel deprived at times for not adding the value that we want to add. All the evaluators were well prepared. They gave thorough positive feedback to motivate the Toastmaster. Overall, we had a lively meeting, fun-filled meeting, and everyone was well prepared. But one thing, word of the week was not used by most of us, including me. We should try to use it in our day-to-day life so that we can become familiar with its use, and this will also expand our vocabulary. With this, I would like to hand the control of the meeting to our worthy president, Toastmaster Akash.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I'm the vote counter as well, so I'm launching the poll for best evaluator. Okay, so there is some error in the poll. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, apologies. There was some technical glitch. So I am the vote counter as well. So I am launching the poll for best evaluator. So you have 1 minute to poll for the best evaluator. That is Toastmaster Rabia, Toastmaster Daniel, and Toastmaster Akash. Meanwhile, we can have comments from our guests. Mr. Awais Jalil, can we have your points of view on today's meeting?
Thank you very much for inviting me for my comments. And I am glad to know that I used the word "ah" for 26 times. This is very good practice, and I think it is almost 3 years that I am just speaking or just giving a speech like this. Otherwise, just it is a technical discussion with the students. It is a good platform. I like it. Everyone was involved, and everyone was listening to everyone else. And there are so many points that everyone is sharing in a positive manner for everyone else, that we can improve ourselves. This is the basic theme, and I think I like the platform. It is very nice that we are sharing our thoughts. We are using the topics which are very interesting, and this all is very good. I will share one thing that mostly I see in our society, in us, in me, that whenever some incident we see around us, what we do, we talk a lot about it, but we don't talk about the solution of it. So this is the thing that I will say, that whenever we see some incident, we should talk more about how to solve it. Rather we do like we are sharing the news, and one day what will happen? We will going to lose interest in the solution of that problem. This is the thing which I am noting almost in 10 in past 10 years in Pakistan. This thing is happening. So what I say, the topic was very good, that what a change can bring in our life. The topic was marvelous, and the
Okay,
topic
sir. So
selection
would you
was
like to join
on.
us again in our meetings?
Yeah, definitely I will be. And thank you again for you guys, and especially Hassan for calling me here again. And I will definitely join you guys next
Okay,
time.
lovely to
And
have you,
I
sir.
hope.
Looking forward to seeing you again, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have another guest, and he is Amjad Zia. So can we have your points of view on today's meeting of Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club?
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, perfectly audible, sir.
Yes, you are.
I think this is one of the best platform I have visited in the past 5 years. This platform provides opportunity to learn the art of public speaking. The best thing about this Toastmaster program is that when you speak, you come online and you speak. There are evaluators. They evaluate you and they tell you that what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. It helps you a lot. It helps you how to improve your weaknesses and how to use the strengths of the other members and help yourself to grow more. So I think, thank you. I would like to thank Hassan for inviting me here. That's all.
Lovely to have you, sir. And would you like to join us again in our meetings?
Oh, yes, sure. I'm gonna join you guys again and again. I think it's every Saturday, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, we meet every Saturday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. So with this, we can have the polling for the big three, and meanwhile, we can have the question master as well with us. So I'm launching the poll for big three, and the big three were Toastmaster Mahima, Toastmaster Ahmed, and Toastmaster Rehana.
Is everyone ready?
So be
Yeah.
ready for the question master.
Okay, I have some good questions today. Start with the boring one. Let's start with the boring one. Okay. Not boring, but okay. Who did this gesture?
Toastmaster Akash.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay. Uh, who said that if a bomb was dropped in front of the office, your good thoughts can save you?
I'm just there.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Which power was used by Toastmaster Anas to win negotiations?
Crying.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Which Toastmaster enjoyed last week a lot and now owes us a big 23-inch pizza? Yes. Everyone.
I'm pitching back here.
This last question is just for fun. It is not related to the meeting. I am home alone and my mother is not here and no one is here to cook me food. So I ordered something, I guess 15 minutes ago. Can any one of you guess what I have ordered? And it is not a pizza.
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 It is not a pizza. It is not a pizza.
Burgers.
No.
Pasta.
No.
Biryani.
Liver.
No.
French fries.
Did you order from Khana.pk?
Oh, yes.
Now, it is a very strange thing, and I guess maybe Toastmaster Akash knows about it. It is a chicken cordon bleu. It is a chicken piece which has stuffed cheese in it, and it is really tasty. And I wanted to flex about it. That's all, because
Toastmaster Daniel, I don't know because I'm the vegetarian.
I'm sorry. But I just wanted to flex about it. It is very, and I am already thinking about it that it is coming soon.
Daniel, my food is here. I'm also flexing about it.
I have one last question. Related to food. I want to know what Madam Toastmaster Rabia was eating since we're on the topic.
Yes.
I was having my tea, then biscuits.
It was making me very hungry.
After seeing her that she is eating something, I remember that I have also ordered something because there is no one at home, or I will have to sleep hungry.
Okay, so Toastmaster Ravi, are the certificates ready?
They are ready.
Okay. So, any guesses who is the best table topic speaker?
Toastmaster Meher.
Toastmaster Umar.
Toastmaster Umar.
Or Toastmaster Rehana as well. She did very well.
So the best table topic speaker award goes to Toastmaster Hassan Akram. A round of applause for him.
Wow.
That was unexpected.
I can tell you that was a very tough competition, and you won. So the best speaker award goes to Toastmaster Anas Mansoor. A round of applause for him. Okay, and the best evaluator award goes to
Akash. Thank you.
Toastmaster Ravya, please share the screen. So the best evaluator award goes to Toastmaster Ravya, our very dear Sergeant at Arms. A round of applause for her.
Great job, Rabia.
Thank you.
Okay, so the Big Three award goes to any guesses? Toastmaster Ravya, please don't share the screen. Let the
Toastmaster Ahmed for sure.
Toastmaster Mahima.
Okay, one vote for Toastmaster Ahmed, one vote for Toastmaster Mahima. Yes, Toastmaster Atif, what was your guess?
Toastmaster Ahmed.
Okay, Toastmaster Rabia, you can share the screen now. You can share the results now. And the Big Three award goes to Toastmaster Ahmed Sajjad Zaidi. A round of applause for him.
Thank you.
Okay, you can stop sharing your screen. My fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, with this, I'm adjourning this meeting and looking forward to see you all next week, 6:30 to 8:30. Take care, bye-bye, Allah Hafiz. Anyone would like to take the picture? Toastmaster Ahmed Sajjad Zaidi, you can take the picture. Clicked. Okay.
Bashir.
Anyone else?
Okay. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz.